The only thing you are allowed to talk about is human rights. There is no one that has ever come to say God's rights. Everyone in the United Nations speaks about human rights, human rights, human rights. No one talks about God's rights because they have made a name for themselves. They built the tower against God. And they made a name, and this tower, they said, the head of it is gonna reach the heavens. We're gonna be God on earth. You are God in heaven. You stay there, none of your business. We will run our affairs on earth as we please, not as you please, God. So all you hear in the UN, human rights. Somebody wants to go out in the street naked, they have the right. Somebody wants to change his sex, they are right. It is human rights. They can do whatever they want. Because since there is no sovereign God, since there is no heavenly intervention, there is no divine law, well, you become your own law. You do whatever you want. And what is more beautiful than this? What is more pleasant than this? What is more eloquent than this? I am so free. Freedom, democracy. Wow. They talk about human rights. Nobody speaks about God's rights. If you speak about God's rights, they will stone you to death and they will kick you out. The Tower of Babel back then in history, it was all about human rights. So what is the Tower of Babel? Me. And what is me? My rights, not God's. And today, everybody's speaking about human rights. Nobody talks about God's rights. No wonder we are living in hell. When any human being, this has got nothing to do what kind of a religion you have. This has got to do with the true divine God. This true divine God, I profess and confess, is Jesus Christ. And I will die for this. I'm willing to die for my Lord. Anytime. I will never blink my eyes. Jesus is the only God. There is no one else. This has got nothing to do with your religion. It's got to do with the true divine God, the creator of all. The creator of all. Today, they're talking about human rights. When you do things your way as a human being, do you know who is ruling over you and controlling you? 100% Satan. Don't ever think that you can be free on your own and do whatever. This is a delusion. Satan has deceived so many people. There is no one free. You were never created to be free on your own. You need to be under the guidance of someone, either God in heaven or Satan in hell. You choose. But for you to be on your own free, please get it out of your head. It doesn't exist. That is a biggest lie ever to exist. You are not free. Either Jesus rules over your life or Satan trample you under his foot and enslave you. I'll say this. When we talk about cultures, there are three kinds of cultures, no more, no less. There is what we call the theonomous culture, the heteronomous culture, and the autonomous culture. These are the only three cultures. There is no more, no less. These names derive from the Greek language, and I hope I'm pronouncing them correctly, and if I'm not, I apologize for our beloved Greeks, Greek-speaking people. And I love you, and I'm praying for you, and please pray for me. Theonomos, theos, God, nomos, law. There is a culture that is theonomous culture, God's law culture. There is the heteronomos culture. Hedros means another, nomos, law, another one's law culture. Well, if you take God out of the equation, you're ending up with another one being your God. Somebody has to rule over you. So when you take Theos, the true God, out of your culture, Satan, it is another one ruling over you. And there is the autonomous culture. Autos, self, nomos, law. Self-law culture. The 21st century is an autonomous culture, 100%. Everyone is saying it is my way or the highway. From a little kid to an old man, everyone is saying, none of your business. I'll do whatever I want, I'll go wherever I want, I'll choose whatever I want, I'll say, I'll dress, and I'll change myself the way I want, because we are living in an autonomous culture. The problem of our autonomous culture is one: gravity. One problem, big problem. We will come and reach a dead end, what we call tolerance. Tolerance is intolerable in our time and age. Since it is my law culture, guess what? There is no one human being that is identical to another human being. The Almighty God created us unique with our unique identity. Your DNA and my DNA is made out of 3.1 billion bits of information. In everyone's DNA, there is 3.1 billion bits of information. If I were to actually write my DNA into words, with 500 words per A4 paper, 500 words per page, it will take 600,000 pages to write your DNA and my DNA. 600,000 pages, 500 words per page. You put all the encyclopedias of the world together, they will get nowhere near your DNA. You have the greatest encyclopedia ever to exist inside of you. And out of the 7-point-something billion people that live on the face of this planet as we speak, there is no one's fingerprint that is identical to the other one. And somebody comes along and says that this all happened because it was all a fluke. Something exploded over 13 billion years ago, and out of this big bang, everything came into this complexity and perfection. Get alive. Get alive. Just your DNA blows anyone's mind away. And some people are trying to manipulate your DNA. Shame on you. Little kids blinded by Satan. I feel sorry for them and for their Satan. Just your DNA is amazing. God is amazing. The Creator is amazing. Elohim is incredible. So perfect universe, so complex universe, and you're telling me there is no God? If I were to say to anyone that is listening to us, the Oxford Dictionary came in this perfection and complexity because there was an explosion in the printing press, that would be insane to claim such a claim. The Oxford Dictionary came together in this perfection and complexity because an explosion happened in the printing press. This is absurd. The moment you look at the Oxford Dictionary, you know for sure there was a brain behind this Oxford Dictionary. A brain put it together. It was intentional, made by a sophisticated brain. How much more this complex universe that has come in this perfection and complexity, how much more does this universe has a brain behind it that put it together. This brain we call, or the Holy Bible calls that brain, God. And this God is Jesus Christ, the love of my life.